Yo, okay. Hey there. Yo, I should have prepared everything. Can you hear me? It's possible to hear me. Can you see the editor? Okay, can you see the map? Yes. Oh, you can see? Perfect. Thank you, thank you. Very well. Thank you for being here. Okay. So, what I'm going to do today? I'm going to do a bit of development with you guys, okay? I don't have the chat right in front of me, so I will probably just tab out and see the chat every so often. And today I will be working on one of the northern maps, specifically the last map of the human campaign, okay? Yeah, you know, I've not yet released the maps before, but I have terrained them all, and this is the terrain of this last map. And you can see this is the main human base, where the main human base will be. This is where the dwarf base will be. This is where all the undead bases will be, okay, all of here. And then you have this place here, which functions as an expansion. Yes, what we are going to do today is try to terrain the general shape, and maybe add also a little of decorations of doodads, for the correct term, for the Frostmourne Cavern, specifically the path that leads to the Frostmourne Cavern. Okay, that's the idea. Okay, let me check. And you can see. Oh, Designer Dave! Hello, hello. You can see someone much less skilled than you in streaming, trying to stream for the first time. So you can still walk the day and pack your maps. Guys, the update is not on the live version of Warcraft 3, is on the PTR version, which is the public test realm. So you can use the update, but you don't need to have the update in your game for now. And for I mean, for my experience of today, I will say it's definitely very important to not. They have to wait, okay? They don't have to push the update right now, because there are a serious amount of issues within the editor, and the editor has been greatly improved in some aspects, but they broke a lot of stuff, so they definitely need to wait a lot of time before they can release this patch, and they need to fix stuff first. Okay, so let's see what we have here. We have this place. I mean, it's quite big, but this will only be the canyon that leads to the Frostmourne Cavern. Here, around here, there will be the entrance to the cavern, and then I will expand this map on the top in a separate area, which will be hidden behind the fog, in order to design the Frostmourne Cavern. I will have the final confrontation with the Guardian inside the Frostmourne Cavern, and while the path, without any cinematic, just gameplay, will be all outside here. Okay, the map will be quite differently. I will maybe speak a bit about the design I'm going for this map, in order to let you understand a bit better what is my goal. So, how do I usually do this? As you can see, this is still the old editor, you see. Has this very Windows XP kind of feeling to it. So, the first thing you should do is always design the cliffs, okay? Warcraft 3 maps revolve around cliffs. Cliffs are used to separate terrain, and they take care automatically of pathfinding and a lot of stuff. I know many will say cliffs looks bad. Cliff can look bad, but I will say that they can also look good if you use them properly. Besides that, cliffs are the only way to really give your map the Warcraft 3 feeling that is required for an RTS style of gameplay, in my opinion. Of course, if you're making some kind of different type of map, this is not the case. So, we know that our two heroes will start here, from a way gate that I have not yet placed into the ground. and from here they will be teleported at the far end side of this. So we can try to make some very rough edges here, okay? Very rough. Then we should have a path that leads to the main place. So we can have this path, we can move here along. I will make a lot of adjustment, this is not final. Then it could be nice to have two ways. One way which is maybe shorter, and this will make a lot of sense in the context of the mission, and another way which is longer and that should give you additional rewards. For example, there should be some additional creeps that you can kill to get a lot of good items that should help you with the boss fight against the Guardian, which is the final boss fight of this campaign. So I will try here to connect with all of these places here. Perfect, we connect. We need to go up there. We can make something in the middle. And we have a very rough idea of what it will be like. Okay, so here they will rejoin around here. And here they can just go up a little bit, then I will make all the specification, and we finally came here. Okay, so this is a very rough shape, okay? It makes quite a lot of sense. Always remember when you design the rough shape that you will use to then later design the terrain around it, to make sure to leave large spaces. Usually you should always check using the C key, which is the camera preview, which allows you to see how this is seen from the game, and then use the P keyword on your in order to show the path map. This allows you to understand that, for example, a footman cannot move here, okay? It can only move in this area. Since Warcraft 3 pathing is quite bad, you should always keep in mind that the roads have to be large. If you design very tiny roads and shapes, then it will be a problem. Okay, because units are not able to pathfind in the appropriate way. Okay, so you can see now with the pathing map, of course, I was working with the shadow disabled, so this is actually outside of the camera bounds. We will then make some additional adjustments. So let me check now a bit the chat. Okay, perfect. Nobody's asking anything. This is perfect. Thank you, guys. Okay, then we shall do this. We can make that here a bit. Okay, maybe a bit less. Okay, then once we have done that, which is the main shape, we can make it maybe we can try to make it a bit more, okay, a bit more. Okay, now it's a bit less straight line. We can also do that here, a bit less straight line. Okay, a bit less. Okay, now we have to design some additional paths. If we want to have, for example, additional creeps and stuff like that, we need to find additional paths all around. Of course, these creeps should give you rewards, but you should not have mandatory goal to kill them. There are creeps alongside the main road, of course, but you should not have the main goal to kill all creeps. Exploration should be rewarded, but not mandatory, okay? So we designed something that is on the outside. So for example, we could start even at the beginning. We can make something like that, and then push it forward here. We connect with the mountains, and it's okay. This is one first thing. Then we can have another, for example here, coming a bit back, which is clear then for the player that is exploration material. This is a bit more, where do I go? But it's quite evident, by the way, from the map confirmation, so players should not be that confused. Okay, we have this here. Great. Then we can probably add another one here, which is very good. It's like a three-way crossroads here. Again, we do something like that, and that's it. Okay. Then, once we have done that, we should make sure to avoid to have anything on the shadow. I already did that here, perfect, and so here. Then we remove the shadow setting and we complete this by making it all okay. Solid. Perfect. Of course, we are not finished. We are making this all solid. Okay, okay. Perfect. And that was good enough. We can even add a little bit here. This could be nice, a small area. How large it is? It's not that large, so just a small room. Let's make it a bit smaller. Okay, this is just a small room. We could do something like this. Then I have to check with the ramps, because of course ramps are a pain in the ass, okay, in this editor, because they are as easy to make as easy they are to be broken. Okay, then we can, oops, sorry. Okay, perfect. Great. Now this is a bit too blocky. We don't want blocky stuff. And how can we avoid blocky stuff? To avoid blocky stuff, my personal suggestion is to always keep in mind this is an isometric game. So if you do something that is perfectly perpendicular or parallel to the view, then it looks bad. Unless it's something that is artificial, okay, then it could make sense, of course, for a city. So we usually try to make stuff which is inclined with respect to the base orientation of the game camera. Always keep in mind, make stuff that looks good for the game camera, okay? It's the thing your player will see for most of their time, so you have to make sure they like what they see on your game camera. And always remind that cliffs are what makes a Warcraft 3 map feel Warcraft 3. And they are really helpful to help you design the terrain and the pathfinding of the unit, which is not as smooth as StarCraft 2 pathfinding is. Okay, great. Then with this is the main shape. Oh, this is very bad. For example, we need to remove that a little bit. Okay, I will do a lot more of details later, by the way. Okay, perfect. Yes. Okay. Now, this place, I would like to increase the height of this place. Okay, so roughly all of what is around that area should be on a higher level. Okay, so at the same level of the cliffs you see here. So the first thing we do is, of course, to reproduce around more or less the same shape on a higher cliff level. This also applies to that one. So we make sure to not make mistakes and we can preserve the shape we have already developed. Okay, better to do this way, otherwise the editor will hate me. Okay, and also there. Fine. Now we can rise up here and then connect all those various places. Okay. Okay. We can, since we are likely, it's like we are trying to climb a mountain. Okay, as you can see here, if you say it from the game mode, you see, oh, there's mountains there. So we want to give you the impression you are climbing a mountain. In order to do that, I think another level is required after that one. So we need to increase the cliff even one more time. So I will make these. I will probably need to make this shape better. Maybe I could place the cavern on this other side, which probably can look even better. Okay, well, now we have also to place it here. Perfect. Now we have this new shape. And now we can do the same stuff once more at one other cliff level. By the way, guys, if I make mistakes, this is the first time I'm doing this, okay, so I am designing it with you. It's not that I have prepared this, okay, so I can make mistakes. Since terrain can be quite boring after a while, I will then show you how I will add some trigger to map 7, which is already all terrain and units are already placed. I will start adding some triggers, and maybe some other day I will show you how to make an AI script and stuff like that. Okay, so we now have another place where you can go up. Okay, great. This, so we can now see, this is the basic shape. Okay, this is the playable map area. Of course, there are some places you cannot see in game. We cannot utilize it all. It also leaves something to the player, a bit of impression that there is a real world beside what he is playing, because it's not everything inside the player view. It should never be in any game unless the game is really arcadey. Okay, fine. Let me check out the chat. Okay, Green Arrow is asking, "Hello friend, have a good day and good luck on the stream." Thank you, Green Arrow. Okay, thank you for the boss battles. Appreciation, yeah. They are very hard to design. Very long and tedious to design, but they are usually very fun. And Warcraft 3 is a game that actually works very well with boss battle. Now I can disclose a bit of my design about that, about this mission in particular. Basically, in this mission, you have two different missions. You have one mission where you have to defend your base, and one mission where you have to reach Frostmourne. And one can say, hey, you are making it easier than it was, because in the original you have to defend the base while you were chasing Frostmourne. Yes. I plan to make the both things quite harder than they are now in the original game, so this makes sense to actually let the player focus on one thing at a time. And beside that, I have in mind to make this mission timed, but not with an actual timer, but an inverse timer. Basically, the more time you spend in this part of the mission, so the more you explore to find good stuff that you can later use to defeat the Guardian and stuff like that, even just the time you take to clear all the mobs, will increase the time you have to resist in this other section of the map. This is a way to that allows me both to make the map harder overall, and to actually allow player to focus only on one thing at a time without making it impossible, because of course it should not be impossible. Okay, so let's try to make some additional details here all around, especially in this first part which has no ramps. Then we'll start adding the ramps and additional details here too. Okay, for details I don't mean doodads. I am speaking about still terrain details. So you can see my style over there. Okay, you have to get quite creative with cliffs in order for them to look good from the top-down perspective. So we'll start to make some beautiful edges here. We can even go up a little bit. This is a bit too much. This is perfect. Okay, up a bit. Let's try to not make it blocky. It's okay. Then we can reduce the thing. Then I can add a bit more here and some more here, and maybe now add some here. Yes. That, why have you to do this? Okay. And now these, and that. Okay-ish, I guess. We'll see how it looks later. Then some stuff here. It takes a lot of time, guys, to do this kind of stuff. I can tell you. Unless you want it to look really bad. Okay. Okay. Yes. Now blocky. I don't like blocky stuff. Then we could try to connect with some stuff that's over there. So we can add some stuff even in this place. This is okay. Perfect. We can make this should be here. Okay, let me see. It's coming along. Okay, this is quite nice. We can maybe reduce some Okay, this is nice this way. Okay, okay. This is a very artistic thing. I mean, of course, it's also a matter of taste. I have my own tastes. Maybe other people will like things a bit different. This is something you should learn by yourself. Okay, you can take inspiration for that if this is what you want to do. If you like to try to reproduce this kind of style, it's fine for me. I would love that, but of course, always keep in mind it's a matter of taste. Okay. Okay, we can connect here. We will probably go up a little bit somewhere. This is a bit low. Okay, we increase it a bit. This is not so good. Okay, now it's better. We can connect here with the other place so it seems seamless. Usually when you have enough of them placed, you will do some kind of final touches with the same level tool. Okay, so you have to alternate between increase level and same level. This is mainly the solution I use. Okay. We have discovered a bug just a few time ago. Thanks to my good friend Eugene, which is from the Chronicle of the Second War project. He discovered that the new editor in PTR is crashing when an invalid object ID error is thrown. Fun thing is, the Reforged editor likes to throw this kind of error on default Reforged models. So sometimes some maps just don't load because the engine refused to load the full stuff in said maps. It's amazing stuff. This is what I was talking about earlier when I was telling you that this patch should not be pushed live for now, at least. Okay, we can try to make this a bit higher too. It is all behind the shadows, yes, but still. You can see it, it has to be designed properly. We can make this part the highest, it makes sense for it to be the highest. This is really nice. Hey, I was thinking we could even make something that goes lower here. Why not? Why not to make a room that goes down a bit, too much down, not so much. Okay, that's much better. This is too blocky. Let's move it a little bit. Nah. Okay. Okay, bit better. Okay. Okay. Very well. Let me have a look. This is shaping quite fine. Still not finished. We need to add a lot of more stuff if we want it to be finished. Okay. 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 Now this part can look quite good. If you look at it though, would you say that it looks good? Well, it still looks blocky, but it's not blocky from this perspective. Not blocky, but it's blocky from another perspective, which is this perspective, of course. And we need to take care also of this. So, for example, we can have a lot of fun with these other amazing tools the World Idol will provide us, okay? Tools that are, of course, all better and better designed in the StarCraft 2 Galaxy Editor, which is by all means a much better version of this editor. But I know the Warcraft 3 community wants to think that simplicity is the best thing in the world. Yeah, it is sometimes, not always. I can tell you that if I had the Galaxy Editor to work with for this, it would have been much easier to do a lot of stuff. And it is now okay. Okay. consider that it's around a month. I have used a month, a bit more than a month, to design all the various maps of Northrend. I started from one single big map, a very big map, and then I cut the map into smaller pieces in order to make the various missions, and then do some refinements for each part. The idea is to have one single place, so you can recognize when you burn the ship down, you recognize that you are burning the same ship that you used to arrive, because it's the same place, and you can carry decisions and content forward one place to the other. This is very neat. You know what? We could try to increase this a little bit there. Why not? Why not? Why not make it this a bit too blocky, so we can go this way and that way. Okay, it's a bit better now. Maybe it's a bit longer, so we can steal some more time for the players. I already know a lot of people will love all my timers. They're really loving my timers. Okay, we get the design of the winter version of the video, they're not yet ready. Green Arrow, yes, the winter buildings are all ready, and I am waiting a bit to insert them in the map, because if I insert them all, well, I guess I have not enough space in the map, because you know, reforged maps can work up to half a gigabyte of space, but the game client cannot load anything that's above a quarter gigabyte. Okay, so I am hoping that they will release this year. Now I have hope, guys, I have hope, release custom campaigns that will fix it. Otherwise I will probably use them, but I will have to make some cut to make sure the sides of the map works properly. Of course, in the first map it's not snowing, so I will not add snowy buildings there. I will add snowy buildings on second map when it will start snowing, and of course in the last map, this one, where there is a lot of snow, and I want to try to use the environment and the weather to also tell the story of Arthas, because of course the more you are going forward, the more he is well, going mad, I guess. And so I want to represent these also, which is model, which will vary along the various missions and stuff like that. Okay, this is not all yet done. I've done a lot of stuff. I've done the terrain, the map design is basically done in my mind. I've also written about it on Hack and Plan. You know, if you are a supporter on Patreon, you can join my Hack and Plan. Hack and Plan is a website that can be used to organize development stuff for, and it's tailored for game design. And I use it both to organize the work for me and my contributors, and for example translators and model contributors and stuff like that, and also to actually expose what I'm doing, what I plan to do, to my supporters, to keep them informed of the various stages of development, because you know I am one guy, so I cannot stay every day there to tell you, hey, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. It's a bit too expensive in terms of time. I also have a work, so it's quite impossible for me to do all of this thing. Okay. It's shaping quite well. It's when you cannot immediately see from up above where the places are, because it's all well blended in the environment, you've done a good job. But if you can very easily see what is the path in-game camera, then this is the perfect spot, okay? This is what you want to get. Something that from afar looks all blended in together, and then when you zoom in, you say, oh, this is where I have to go. This is what you need. If you do that, you are on the right track to make a very good RTS style map. Of course, this does not apply to other kinds of map. This is I could try to make other types of map, but it's not my goal currently. I cannot do all of the stuff. The only thing I would love to do is to design a melee map one day. I would really love to design a melee map, even to just prove that it's possible to design a melee map with Reforged in mind, that using the terrain in the appropriate way can both look good and also be a bit easier to read for the players. And I think this is possible. I was discussing that yesterday in a podcast that you will see on Friday with Back to Warcraft with Neo, and I was with the guys of the Chronicle of the Second War team, and we were talking about all of that stuff and the future of Warcraft 3, the Reforged models, and all that stuff. Okay, so I would really love one day to design a melee map and try to bring this style of RTS Warcraft 3 faithful design into the future. I mean, because of course this graphics is, from a lot of point of view, the future. Why don't you want to do what I want you to do? Okay, that's quite nice. There is some stuff still missing, you see. Of course, this can be still refined a bit. It's not fully perfect. It takes a lot of time. I will not do this 100% today, because otherwise I think I will take much more than I want to spend here, and I don't want to bore you to death, because I don't know how boring this could be to watch. For me, it would be interesting, but I'm a very special guy who likes to do this kind of stuff, so I don't know how much can it be fun for others. Okay, let's try to make it a bit more rounded, a bit. Okay, we need to add even some additional low ground cliffs here, because only upper is not perfect. These can go inside and go here. Right. A small canyon that looks really good, like, oh, a passage, but you cannot go there. It's impossible to pass between, so it's definitely what you want to have here. And you can see it immediately in the game. You cannot pass here. Then just throw it a bit of rocks, and it will be clear for the player. But at the same time, you can give the idea of some kind of glacier passage, stuff like that. This is to block it. Okay, so we can go up there. From here, we can bring it here, but yes, we can also cut. Yes, we can increase this a little bit, because why not? These I have to take care, because this is where the cavern will go, and the cavern, it's not cliff friendly. I mean, it requires a cliff, but it's not cliff friendly. So I hope I don't have to completely turn it, because sometimes it's necessary in order for the cliffs to work, the cavern to work, and the cliffs. That will be quite bad. Let's expand a bit of this high mountain there, the highest of the mountain, where Frostmourne hides, undisclosed by the eyes of the mortals. Okay. I guess most of you already know I'm not that much of an expert of the lore of Warcraft. It's like a religion, okay? You know, it's like walking with a religion. Sometimes more of a fandom, this looks like a religion kind of a... Could it be nice to have? Let me check one thing. This is possible. I could actually... Yes, I could do this. We could try to make a good observation point here for 1 year, for example. And we could try to place something neat here. I don't know, like the Primal Panda, and maybe it will be good to have here. This place, yes, there is space. Okay. And of course, when you arrive here, you should have a trigger that makes sure this is visible a bit before you arrive here, just to make sure you don't miss it. Okay, that's nice. You see, this did just come come to me while I was making it. It's not that I have all planned. Some stuff is just neat. I see something, say, oh, this is neat, and then I go write it on Akan Plan to inform my precious supporters, that's something that I am going to add. Okay. We have to make sure these cliffs work. Now, let's have a bit of fun with the cliffs. Let's try to make a cliff this way, okay? This is StarCraft 2 cliffs, okay? StarCraft 1 cliffs. Well, I guess you can already see how bad do they look, okay? This is really, really bad. So when you make cliffs, make sure you make them orthogonal or parallel to the basic game view, okay? So let's try to make them, this is how they should be, okay. This kind of clip will look good in game, and we have to make sure it looks good even in the setting. Since we don't have many units in the final mission, I am even unsure. Probably I should just send Arthas and Muradin on this and not have additional units, because it could be much more fun in the final boss battle. But you can see this looks so much better now, okay? So this is basically it. How you orient the cliffs changes a lot how the stuff looks, and it's nice to see some stuff like that, because I must say, probably in classic a lot of stuff looks better by default because it was built for classic, and then when they updated stuff, some stuff was neglected, and so you don't really have the same kind of treatment for everything. We can have it pushing back here, okay, we can push it here and push it here to let people go a bit there, and this should be inside a little bit, okay, and this should be another ramp, okay, looks really good. And of course, you can see it's very easy to see from this perspective. We have to make sure people will find this easy, so probably we need to add a bit of stuff there to make sure people should go up, go down, go onto the direction. This is clear, it's not the right direction, but for explore. Okay, quite good. Let me see now. Is anything set? Cobrator. That reverse timer sounds like it's tied to the gameplay. Like I'd prefer all of them to be rather than actual timer or pressing it every second passing. Yes, the reverse timer is tied to gameplay. Yes. This is why I was thinking about reverse timer, because I got a lot of critiques about the amount of timers. I don't like timers per se, but I don't like the this custom of user-generated content for Warcraft 3 that just have people max out their supply and build their base and then move towards the enemy. This is really bad. So I want to give you a bit of additional stuff to do, and of course, where it makes sense story-wise, the timer, it's a very, very easy way to do that. But usually my timers not that that short. They give you plenty of times to do stuff, so it's a bit of my idea. Do you think next time should I put some music, some background music on that? I don't know, maybe it should become a bit less boring. Which hour is it? Yes. In 15 minutes I will probably go to do some trigger work on the 7 map. And if I manage, I can also show you how I do all the version control stuff. Okay. That's it. Now this is where another ramp goes. Here we are. We have that, and okay, this is a good place. Nice. Okay, I guess the base stuff is done. It's that easy, you see, boys. It's that easy. Okay, this is a bit blocky. Let's use a bit of texture. Okay, so most of the stuff should be white, but I guess here a bit of ice could look really, really nice. So If we come, for example, from here, this is where the waygate is, so we probably need to put some rocks here around the waygate. This is also to mimic that stuff. That was, oh my god, I lost it. Okay, that was here, you can see. Ice and rocks. We have a lot of types of ice, because I used also the ice crown tile set. Of course, you can see it's not always easy to not be blocky. It depends on the texture type. So we have to make sure we are very careful on how we use this kind of stuff, and a lot of iterations are usually required in order for it to look good. Yes. Now that's talking about this. Okay. And a bit of that. And now a bit of snow here. Okay. This is just a bit better. Always remember to see how it looks from the in-game perspective. It's very important. In-game perspective is the most important thing. Okay. If you do a bad in-game perspective, your map is bad looking. We can go on. Okay, we can do the base path here. That will lead us to Frostmoor. Should make it easy for the players to understand where they should go. Oh, sorry, I was applying the same cliff level still. Okay, now with meat here. Let's move a bit around there, and that's it. This is the main path. So we have to make sure there is also a bit of path in there. Okay. Okay. There is a bit too much ice. Need to tone it down a bit. In a short time we will do it. We can do there, then got some rocks. We could probably make this a bit different. How is this ice? I've been using this ice on the, you can see, all the bones, Dragonblight, okay, because this is all set in Dragonblight. So these are the dragon bones, all custom colored. This is not a place you can actually play in, but you will traverse this area in the map before, so when you get here you will get some visibility modifiers that will allow you to see how amazing this looks. You can see all those ziggurats, they will all have snow in order to perfectly blend with the environment, stuff like that. I also received a request to add like Titan pathways here, so I might remove some of this stuff I made here and add a Titan pathways here and here, and just stop now and destroyed, like for example something destroyed here and here around the waygate. That makes sense with the in-game confirmation. Okay, so let's try to make this ice look a bit better. This is, oh my god, you ice are not helping. This is why I told you that StarCraft 2 will be much better, because to do what I'm doing now here will be so much easier. Like 10 times easier. Even 100 times easier. There is not even to think about it, how easier it will be. Okay, this is where you can fight some creeps. Okay, so you have to make sure it's highlighted as an area where you fight the creeps. A bit of rocks here, a bit here, not that many. Let's try to keep it snowy. Additional ice, that's not so good, that's better. This is okay, we can delete some stuff here and here, and just add a bit of rocks here and here. Yes, that's better. And now here the path is very easy to see, it's not that difficult, so we can even get a bit more creative with that. Okay, we can try to connect a bit. Okay, good stuff. A bit too much. This is better. I even like this more. And this can move up a bit. Okay. Come up. Come up, little baby. Okay, here we are. Perfect. You can see this is really not that compatible with the northern tile set, so you have this strange looking thing. Okay, this is not good, so I'm forced to do that in order for it not to look that bad. This is better now. Yes, it's a bit better now. Yeah, this kind of ice wall, and then we can move this ice up a bit. Okay. This is very long, guys. This is very, very long to do. It's a lot of work to make something like this. Because, of course, life cannot be easy, guys. This is a rule. The rule of Warcraft 3. Life is hard. Even if you're not a peon, life is hard. This ice, so looks so much out of context without a bit of base there. Okay. Maybe there, it's better, yes. We can add a bit of rocks here, perfect. And so forth. Which how is it? Yes. I will soon start to do some triggering work. I'll also show you the map 7. I don't like that. Probably here, and then a bit of ice here, and there, and what can we do here in the middle? Maybe even leave it like it is. I can add some other doodads to spice up the snow a bit. I've been using, if you see here, I've been using these, which are oh sorry, we are doodads. These are the floating ice stuff, and I've been using them to as like a bit of snowy rocks or just some three-dimensional ice. I will probably put some of them here. Looks really good, and yes, maybe we can do something like that. Okay, like that. Why are you to be so blocky? You damn prick. My god. It's one of the hardest tile set I've been working with. The Lordaeron tile set is the best one for now, because it was, I think they focused a lot on it for the presentations and stuff like that, so these tile sets were much better than these other ones. These other ones have been really neglected. I even had to change the color of the rocks. I don't think there are rocks here, not snow, but I had to change the color of the rocks because it was so unnerving. I mean, you couldn't really watch that color. It was so bad, so green. And you cannot have dark green rocks. You have to have brownish rocks. Brown better than dark green for rocks. Not for grass, but yes, for rocks. Okay, she has a bit of solid ice there and there. Okay, and this move here less. No, this is not here. This is good enough. This doesn't look good. This does not. I need to do this probably, and then put, yes, something like that in the middle. This is a very icy ramp right now. We can try to make something out of it, and then add some rocks here. When you see I'm going back, I'm just using the Ctrl-Z shortcut. Okay, so it's in order to fast undo stuff, because this is one of the tricks of terraining. If you don't fast undo stuff, you will take ages to do even the simplest of things. Okay, that looks quite nice. Let's try to see how it does look in game. Okay, so I think I have to set up my system. Queen covers. Oh, okay. People is talking about music. No, I can. If you want music, I will use World of Warcraft or Warcraft 3 music. Okay, I don't want to use copyrighted music, especially because I think this will go on YouTube, so I will get copyright strike immediately if I do so. I will probably like to use something like some World of Warcraft relaxing music suite or stuff like that, because there are many of them. I have listened to them a lot, especially in the first month of Re-Reforged when I was working on it at the beginning, in order to get in the mood. Okay. Okay, what did I just say? Okay, yes, I want to test this, so we can test with our amazing duo, and we have Arthas. Okay, game. Let's save the map, maybe. This could be a good idea. And now everything crashes and I will cry. This is not the PTR, so it does not crash. Okay, amazing stuff. Then we have Muradin Bronzebeard. Okay, so they are coming from here. Let's see how it feels. Okay, it's not yet ready. We can place there. No, that way. The starting position here, and I probably have to make sure you can see me playing it. Okay, so seeing how it looks in game. So let me test the map, and then I will work on OBS to make sure it works somehow. Okay. My God. I have a lot of stuff open, so okay, so I'm entering this thing, but I need to add another device, and this one is where is it? Display capture? No display capture, sorry, it's window capture, and this is Warcraft 3 Forge. Okay, and I want to use where is it? Wind plastic. Where is Warcraft 3? Warcraft 3. Why does not see Warcraft 3? This is incredible. You see Battle.net. I'm inside the game, but it does not see Warcraft 3. This is amazing stuff. So we shall do a display capture, so you will see my entire monitor. This I can remove. Sorry guys, I told you this is the first time I do this, so oh, okay, yes, you can see amazing stuff. Can you see the game now? Yes, I guess you can. I guess you can. People in chat, tell me. Can you see the game or not? I don't know if you can see the game. This is worrying, because it seems that you cannot see the game. Why? Really bad. Why are you doing that? See? Yes. We can see. Okay, thank you guys. Love you. Thank you for answering, because I couldn't really know.
Certainly.
Okay, so this is what we see in game. So when you are here, you are traversing this place. You can already see how the cliff looks from within the game. Okay, they are not that detailed. They are not that finished. You have all these places. You can go around here. You can add a lot of stuff. I will add a lot of doodads, a lot of stuff, a lot of terrain still to this. But you can see it is quite simple looking. It's simple looking. It's clean looking, but it's very detailed already. You can go here, for example. You have this ramp, all these rocks, and when you add some additional stuff, you remove a bit of blockiness here and there that still exists in this very alpha preview.
It's hammer time.
You can see that it more like quite good. Now we are going to the very roughly terrain thing. Yeah,
let's do this.
All these places.
Let's do
Always
this.
do this stuff.
It's
Always
hammer time.
check out how it works in game, because
Let's get
it's
it
one
on.
of the most important things. You
That's more
have
like it.
always to keep in mind that it does not have to look good on the
Let's
editor.
get it
It
on.
does not have to look good on a
It's
screenshot.
hammer time.
It has to look good while
Let's
you
do
play.
this.
And it has to
That's
look
more
clean
like it.
while you play, because you
Let's
want the
do
gameplay
this.
to be clean even if it is detailed.
It's hammer time.
Because detail with a lot of noise, it's
That's
not
more like
good detail.
Let's
And
get
of
it
course,
on.
no detail is bad because it
That's
looks old.
more like it.
This
Let's
is
do this.
quite nice
It's
looking.
hammer
Imagine
time.
this with all the donuts. I don't know.
Let's get
You
it
are
on.
imagining it, but you will see it
That's
soon
more
enough.
like it.
I hope for the autumn that I
Let's
will
get it
release
on.
this kind of stuff.
Let's do
We
this.
have this other place. Check out
It's
also the
hammer
pathfinding. It's in the pathfinding works really
It's
well.
hammer
It's a
time.
bit more hard to navigate. It's okay.
That's
This is
more
also
like
you can
it.
even see by yourself, but
Let's
it's
get it
better
on.
to have a visibility trigger here and a visibility modifier here. In order when you get here,
do
you
this.
are impatient. You can still see
Let's
the
do this.
primal
That's
pandaren.
more like it.
Who knows? Maybe I could
It's
even
hammer
allow
time.
you to kill him using Muradin Stormbolt.
Is there danger?
Who knows? Who knows? It could be fun.
A sound
And
plan.
then award an object that you can never
Of
pick,
course.
and that, for example, is amazing.
honor.
Like when you kill Filson
Certainly.
the Rat and Re-Reforged
A
Stratum,
sound
it
plan.
awards you with a perfect Talisman of
Of
Evasion,
course.
and it's
Certainly.
an impossible item that you
For
cannot
honor.
pick, but it grants
For
you
honor.
100% evasion chance. It's
Certainly.
nice. This kind of stuff that
A
people.
sound
Is
plan.
there a way to find this item? No,
Of course.
there is no way.
A
This
sound
is where
plan.
the cave
Of
should
course.
go. Let's try to add the cave, and then I will move to another thing. Okay, word editor. So let me try to add the game, please. Word editor, please. Try to be nice with me. Okay. So we have here this very bad place. We can go and do that. Cliff terrain. And we have all of these amazing cliffs, okay? They don't look that bad. They will need some kind of decorations. I will put some kind of skulls, some torches, for example, here and there to make sure you can see it's a natural cave, but it's very evil. The problem is, did they provide... Okay, yes, they did. Nah, this is it. Because it's not provided everywhere, okay? This is, as you can see, they are... You have not the one that looks up. It's... Why don't you don't have the one that looks up? Anyway, okay, this is a 3D game, so you should have the one that looks up. Anyway, not too much around it. You can go there, you can delete it, but we don't want to delete it. We want to make it look a bit more natural, as much as possible. There are limitations to this kind of stuff. You can see now the limitations coming into place immediately when I try to do something more artistic. You don't want me to do it, you damn editor. Okay, so we need to actually get a bit creative here and to make sure. We'll probably need to add doodads over this strange flat structure over there. Okay, I can do something here, maybe. What is... okay, I'm applying texture. Great work, Luca. Okay, so, and this is... stop, or did I just stop? Please give me a warning. Okay, this can move here. What could we do? It's a bit blocky. It's hard to not make this blocky because the evaluator refuses me. It's fighting against me. Probably this is the best way to do it. And we can try to, for example, reduce a bit here and move this also a bit here, additional stuff, and reduce it a bit in order to like this kind of entrance. Still keep in mind that you can see you don't have that much space, so always take care of the space you have. Ah, you dumb. space. Yes, I have still enough space to... I can afford to do something. Okay, this is better now. Of course, it's still not the best way to do it, probably. There is something better. I'm sure there is some better way to do it. Without doodads, of course. The doodads are something that comes later. You have to always try to make it look good without doodads, because if it looks good without doodads, then when you add doodads, it looks amazing. Okay. Well, some kind of cavern. And then, of course, you can play a bit with this kind of stuff. Okay, so this makes a bit less. You can do something like this. Okay, it seems to go up, and you can have some fun. Okay, with this. With some doodads, this can go look quite good. It's quite dark. Okay, so this is it for the terrain part of today, and now we'll go do some triggering work. Okay, so you will see how I start from scratch the triggers in one of my maps. Let's save this map, and then I will show you my software to make version control. Okay, let me add 1 second, check the chat. So, you can see, find Frostmourne quickly, your man struggling to hold back the undead. Click for blue, a good for an Easter egg. Yes, it is. Like the path on the prologue campaign. Yeah, the path loot, it's a Easter egg that's very hard to find, actually. I actually made it even harder to find in my version, because it has that... if you don't play with, if you are not playing the tutorial, then you start with the lighting spell, chain lighting spell, and so you are basically it's impossible. You can see it without cheat. If you play tutorial, it's possible to see it. Yes, still. Yeah, Cobratorium, indeed. It's not possible to do. It's not possible to do it unless you are playing with tutorial in my version. Of course, it's still possible in the base campaign version, which is always available. Okay, so let me show you. Let me close this map first of all, and show you how I do manage all of that many maps, all of that many stuff and things without going mad. I use a software which is, I will add this to the window capture, and it is Plastic SGM. This software should be known to those that actually here I am. Here. Those that actually have been working with Unity. Okay, this is actually a software that has been used and also bought, I think, by Unity, and it's very powerful if you want to keep track of large binary files. Beside all the files, you can version control with stuff like Git and so forth. For example, when you are making a game, you have large binary files which are usually assets that you have not when you are developing just a software, and so you are going to use this kind of tool, which is very, very powerful, I would say. It's free also, so you can actually use it free, and it saves your stuff in the cloud. So if I happen to occupy a bit too much space, I will buy some additional space, but it has a lot of space by default. Yeah, you sound like Gibberino now, designer Dave, you know. Re-Reforged. That's like a meme. Okay, so in this software, how does it work? You have the main branch, and you can see every work, and I've been using it from when the human campaign started escalating I was not using it before. And this is the main branch. This branch is basically a completely empty branch. Okay, there is nothing inside. If you switch to that, you have nothing in your workspace to work with. If you switch to any of these workspaces, any of this branch, you have the map saved as a folder in a specific folder, which is the workspace that I use to develop maps, okay? Of course, when I bundle the maps and prepare the maps for release and then make adjustments, I will not use this tool to make adjustment to already released map, because they are already bundled in that file format. This is done on the directory format. If you go to the map you already been working with, okay, this is the human 09. I can zoom in, yes, this is the human 09, as you can see. Re-Reforged human 09. You have the first, which is the initial commit vanilla map. Then you have terrain content, all stuff that I did, important pathing blockers from global maps, and then you have reduced the map size to its supposed size. And this is where we have been starting to work with. Then we have all the changes. Some of these changes are not exactly perfect. Sometimes it detects more changes because I guess the word editor changes stuff or updates some minor stuff that confuses a bit this software. But usually these changes do not imply occupying additional space, so you can just commit them and it's fine. And you can see that we changed a bit of stuff here. We change some doodles placements. We change a lot of these stuffs, you can see, okay? We have all this stuff, which is the map stuff, okay? And in this, there is also the terrain we just developed. So we just go here and say first draft of Frostmourne path terrain. Still missing refinements and missing doodles. Okay, this is, and we click check in, and now this is version control. If I made a big mistake or destroy everything for some reason, I can recover my stuff where I want it. Okay, and this is very powerful if you are dealing with large projects. Software companies do this all the time. Okay, it's just not usually done in a modding environment, but this is not the usual modding project, so I guess it's important.